Hey everyone, this is Alexis with Unity Tax Partners. I first want to thank you guys so much for joining us today for our webinar with Versicom. They are absolutely one of my favorite partners to have for this tax season. They've got several great products. One that we do include free with our program, which is going to be the tax info line. We're going to cover that today, as well as an additional product, their front office, which really can kind of benefit your business in a couple different ways. So they're going to go a little into depth on both of those. I will turn it over to Scott and Mark here in just a second. But I did want to go ahead and cover how we're going to do questions and answers for this webinar. So on your screen, you should see a little tab that says Q&A. Any questions you have throughout the webinar, feel free to type your questions there, and towards the end, we'll go ahead and answer those questions. Additionally, as we kind of near the end of the webinar, I will go ahead and show you guys how to opt in your clients for the tax info line. That way you can take advantage of it and help cut down on some of those calls to your office. And with that, I think I'm ready to turn it over to you, Scott.
Thanks, Alexis. Hey, Happy New Year, everybody. My name is Scott Kammer. I'm online with Mark with Versicom Communications, and want to start off talking about the toll-free tax info line that Unity Tax Partner includes with your tax software free of charge. It's just a matter of whether you want to use it or not. And I don't know how long some of you have been around, but we started this maybe 30 plus years ago with something called ABC Voice. And so we would hand out these little monkeys covering their ears that said, the tagline was, "Are the phones driving you bananas?" Meaning that, and it was mostly people that were getting checks that would seemingly walk out your front door, even though you told them, especially back then, it would take 2 or 3 weeks, and they'd immediately call into the office and, plug your phone lines up and get in the way of you doing business with your current client sitting in front of you. So we created that ABC voice system to handle all those calls. They would call in, put in their social security number, and it would give them a state or federal status of their refund, the return, or a check if they're getting one. So as the years went on and the internet and all that, now it's called the toll-free tax info line. There's still an 800 number to call into. There's 5 different ways actually that your clients can get the status of their returns and refunds. The 800 number, we have one for English and one for Spanish, a website, and actually, let me try to share my screen so I can show you guys this. Hold on here. I tried to practice this before you all got on. Share screen.
And I'll let you know as soon as I can see you.
Okay, thanks. Oh. Entire screen. Sorry. Allow.
Perfect, I can see you.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
So what do you look? You're looking at this right here. Okay, so can you see the toll-free tax info line right here?
You got it.
Oh, nice. So this is the website. And if you want to play with it yourself, just to get an example of what there might be, we have like 40 different state and federal messages that your clients might hear. But you can put in one of 9 dummy social security numbers here just to play around with it. So if you put in all ones, and then you'll see your company name will pop up, but then also the status right there. But there's the 800 numbers, which you can see here. Can you guys see these cards, Alexis?
Yes.
Okay, good. So you can see the toll-free number. There's one in English, one for Spanish, that they can go to, and you guys can go out and try that as well. Put in the 9 dummy social security numbers. You'll get a sample of what they might hear. And these cards are actually part of your account. You can download them and print them out and hand them out to your clients. And you tell them, hey, listen, Don't call us for the status of your return or refund. Go to this system because it knows before we do. Kind of technically we do, because you don't have to look it up, and we get a direct feed from Unity. So there's those two. There's also, you have the option within Unity to select your clients to receive a text message or an email with their status. Anytime a status changes, it'll shoot one of them out to them. And then the third or the fifth one is we have an app that they can download, and the first time they go into it, it looks like this to start with. But then as soon as they put their name or their social security number, hit submit, it gives their status, but it also gives all the information about your company. And if you want, there's a one-time $30 charge, but we can put your logo on there on that app. So every time they hit submit, it looks like an extension of your business. So again, this is free for all of you to use if you feel you need it. What was that one? Oh, so we're going to look into this. If you guys have not gotten a welcome email with your username and password on it, all we need is an email with your EFIN, and we can shoot you out another one. But you also have an account online for the Tax InfoNet, and you just put your username and password in, and then here's your admin functions. It'll show you how many people have hit the web, how many people have called. It just gives you all the different stats, but also you can come down here toward the bottom and click on downloads. Here's where you can download those TIFT cards, the toll-free tax info line cards to hand out, or this signage. A lot of our customers will print this signage out and they'll have it on their desk. So when somebody comes in for their initial, fill out their initial information, they say, hey, listen, scan this code and download this app, because I don't want you calling me to get your status. This will know 24/7. But that's where you find all this stuff is within your account. But like I say, if you haven't received that yet, I'm not, Mark, are you there?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're not sure if this got sent out. Do you know, Alexis?
I do know I had a customer tell me they got it at a weird hour. I want to say it was like 2 a.m. So I believe you should have gotten it. If you search your inbox, look for Tax InfoNet. I believe that's going to pull it up. You can also search by Versicom. However, if you don't have it or you need it resent to you, feel free to send us an email. You can email us directly at support@unitytaxpartners.com. And again, just include your EFIN number and ask to be resent the welcome email from Versicom, and I can get that over to them, or you can reach out to Versicom directly to resend.
Yeah, one of the other things, shoot, did I lose my screen?
Nope, I can see you.
Okay. One of the other things is if your clients are using the app, they can send you documents through that app, W-2s, whatever. And so within your online account, in your admin account, over here on the left, you can see where it has uploaded images. You click on that, and it gives you the social security number. Then you click on that to see the image, tells you the date uploaded. So it gives you a way of shooting stuff back and forth as well. But Mark, can you think of anything else with the toll-free tax info line? Like I say, we've been doing this for 30 or some version of it for 30 plus years. And it just really alleviates a lot of those phone calls coming in, those status calls, especially if you're you're sitting there in front of a client and you have to stop what you're doing to look up somebody else's information. That gets a little cumbersome.
Yeah, I think one of the fun things about it is the top 10, for example, that you're almost on right there. You'd be amazed at some of your clients will hit the system not tens of times, but hundreds of times during the course of them getting their return.
Right.
It's just amazing. And of course, this is it's a small number of people, but it's those types of people that typically would clog up all the phones. They're the ones that just call repeatedly, trying to find out what's going on with their return. And giving them a tool like this allows them to hit it as much as they want, and it doesn't cost you anything, no matter how many times they use the system. So
Yeah. But once they figure out they're not dealing with a human, some people will just light that up. They'll hit it as many times as possible. Something else I wanted to say though about the texting for the toll-free tax info line. The texting is very specific to those 40 plus state and federal messages. It's not something that you can hijack and change the messages to send out general texts. Just I've had questions like that in the past, so I just wanted to throw that out there.
Well, and I do want to confirm too, just so everybody knows. So these text message updates that they get, what does it cover? Is it just federal? Is it federal, state, bank products? Like what exactly is included?
all three.
Perfect.
All three.
Oh. Yeah.
And how quick do those notifications come out? Like immediately? Can they delay it?
I'm trying to think. Check statuses. There is a feature for if back when people were actually printing checks at the physical offices, and I don't know if anybody's still doing that, but there was and still is the ability to delay announcing the checks. I mean, it used to be that sometimes people would print checks at a central location and then courier them over to other offices and stuff. So they didn't want to tell people the checks were ready when they weren't actually physically on site. So there was and
yes,
still is the ability to delay that. But these days with direct deposits and so forth, I don't know how many people would actually use that.
And I believe I'm on that right now, Mark. Can you see that on your screen?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have the ability to go in here, checks pending setup, and then manual update only, create a delay, that kind of thing.
Awesome. And I asked that one because I knew I had a customer ask me that earlier in the year, and I think it's an awesome feature you guys have built into this. So you can still take full advantage of this while making it work for your office to make sure, they're not getting a check notification at 5 a.m. and someone's showing up.
Well,
Right.
and certainly if somebody's got a question regarding something like that, by all means let us know, because that's something that we very likely could and will incorporate into the system. So we're certainly always looking for suggestions from folks on how to make the system better. So, by all means, don't be shy. Let us know if you've got some ideas that could help.
Awesome.
Yes.
And Scott, what I may do before you jump into front office is I may actually take over screen sharing briefly. That way,
Please.
Where to do this in the software. So bear with me just a second to take over real quick.
I can just kill mine on my side, right?
Yeah, you are beautiful.
Yeah, hold on. Okay, you got it.
All right, you looking at my software?
Yep.
Perfect. Okay, so to opt in for Versicom, it's very easy. There's two different ways that I would recommend doing it. So the easiest way is going to be defaulting it in your tax form templates or your tax form defaults if you use TaxWise Desktop. So what you're going to do is you're going to go under Settings and then go to Return Templates. And then any templates you want to correct this with, you're going to hit the edit icon. And then if you scroll about halfway down, maybe 3/4 of the way down on the main information page, you're going to come across right here where it says Versicom toll-free tax info line plus. So here's where you've got the option to have them pre-opted in for email or text messages. Also, if you have a large Spanish speaking base, you can go ahead and mark them on this side to also receive those emails or text messages in Spanish. So this way you can have it pre-selected. And when you pull in that return data, it's automatically going to require either a cell phone number or an email, depending on what you select. And that way you don't have to think about doing it for each and every client. It's consistent across the board. Everyone's pre-opted in, and you just fill out information as normal. So when you do this, you're going to want to select my client base is typically all about text messages, not emails. I'm going to save changes and publish, and that will make it live for every return I do going forward. The other alternative, if you do want to do it manually, is just going into specific tax returns, marking it off on that. But again, you do have to remember to do it before transmission. So if I put both text message and email, it's then going to pull it in and realize we need a cell phone number for text message as well as the email. So that's how you're going to go ahead and opt into that in your software. Again, they'll automatically get those messages, which really is the goal of this program, is to alleviate phone calls into your office. When you have clients calling you and saying, hey, did the IRS accept my return? What's the status of this? It's taking your time away from preparing returns for other clients. So any resources we can give or help you implement this into your software, that is what we're here for. Please feel free to reach out afterwards, and I'm happy to help you any which way. But that is going to cover tax info line. Did I miss anything, Scott? Are you ready to move on to front office?
No, I think it's very important that you said that if you're doing an individual basis, to make sure you do that pre-transmission to select those things, because we had a lot of people last year that they'd already sent a bunch out and forgot to do that, and then we can't. Once that's done, it's done.
Yeah, and that's where doing it in the return template just makes a lot more sense, because you do it once and never have to think about it again.
Right. Okay. Yeah, Mark, you want, let me, let's go into the front office.
Perfect. And I just turned off my screen sharing, so you can take that back over whenever you're ready.
Okay, so I need to use this app more often. Share screen. Okay, here we go. Entire screen. Okay, so front office is our VoIP. Can you see it, Alexis? Mark, can you see the screen?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I see.
So front office is a VoIP phone service. I mean, there's a lot of VoIP phone services out there, but the difference between theirs and ours, we have what's called a dashboard, and that's what you're looking at right now. People still have desktop phones that they use, but all the power, as far as I'm concerned, is in this dashboard right here. So if, say, for instance, you're traveling, this is one of the biggest things that I enjoy about it. If you're traveling, all I do is throw a headset or headphones in a laptop into my luggage, and then I get to where I'm going, I can pull it out. I just log in with my username and password into front office, and it brings up my account in my office. So as you see here, it doesn't matter where I'm at in the world, as long as I have internet access. It's like I'm sitting here in Dayton, Ohio at the Versicom office. I can make and take phone calls, just like I'm sitting in here. I can come down here. I see Doug Braden, Mark, Pippi Longstockings, and Test Agent. Those are my coworkers, and they could be other places too. They may not be in the office, but I can instant message them. Say I take a phone call, and I can instant message Doug and say, hey, you want to take this phone call? And I can click and drag it down to them. And I just think that's so sharp to be able to do all this remotely. Like I say, everybody will have a Glenstream desk phone, but the power in this dashboard is what I really like, because from here you can send text messages here. You can see all your contacts. You can do chats, but you can also get to a CRM. There's a CRM involved with it. Mark, I don't know how much you want me to go into this as far as, but this is $34 or $43 per month per line. And you can have as many extensions as you want. The number of lines means how many people you want being able to talk on the phone at the same time. So if you have one line and say you and I are speaking with each other and somebody calls in, they want to talk to Mark, well, they hit his extension 303 and it'll go right into his voicemail. But if I wanted myself and Mark to talk at the same time to clients, then we would want two lines. And part of that also is that we're a very fluid company. And so you might only need one line off season or during the summer, but then cranked up to 10 or whatever during busy tax time. We can do that. It's just a matter of you letting us know, though. That's but yeah, this is hooked up to and it's $10 a month for fax. So
Okay, go ahead and go into the CRM.
okay. So you click on your CRM from there. Yeah, and everyone you talk to on the dashboard or through front office, even through your phone, gets put into your contacts with the CRM, and it logs texts and emails that you've received per contact through your dashboard.
Yeah, one of the things that I think people might be interested in with the CRM, once we've imported data into the system, and we can do it with all our existing tax info line users. So everybody on this call, we can do this with. We can import the names and the birthdays, of all the clients, for example. So, for example, we could send out automatically birthday wishes to all your clients for client retention. But we can also do things like it's tax time reminders, both text messages as well as emails. You do also have the ability to do bulk SMSs and bulk emails. The only caveat with the SMSs is the $43 a month allows you to do up to 100 SMSs per day. Anything above that, you'd be charged an additional 2 cents. So if you've got some really large campaign, then you're going to be billed 2 cents for every additional text message that goes out that day. So it really didn't add up to much, but it is potentially an additional fee that you'd be paying for this.
Yeah, and again with the texting, that's all part of the phone service. It's not anything separate that you can just get the texting. You have to sign up for the front office.
Yeah, once we port your number, and we would basically get your invoice from your current provider, whether it's AT&T, Verizon, Spectrum, whomever, we get that invoice, the latest invoice, and then we would literally port your current number over to us. And you get the phones that we have, the GrandStream phones, potentially, assuming that you want to have a desk phone. And all of this would be seamless. So you would be using the phones that you're currently using, and up until a week from now or 2 weeks from now, whenever. And then on the day that the port occurs, the phones would stop ringing on your old phones and start ringing on your new phones. The one thing that Scott didn't mention is there's also an app that you can get for your iPhone and Android. So you can take and make calls from that as well. And that way, you can distinguish between calls that are for the office and personal calls. So the office calls will be coming through the app. When you make a call through the app, it's showing up as the phone number for your office, not from your personal phone. So that's available to you as well.
Yeah. Gee whiz. I kind of flew through that beginning. I was so excited about the dashboard.
He uses the dashboard. I personally use the desk phone most of the time myself, but it's entirely up to what you feel most comfortable with.
Yeah, I talk with my hands, so it's way easier for me to use a headset and just use the dashboard than anything else. But yeah, if you're interested in that, just shoot us an email or give us a call, and we can go from there.
Yeah, thank you guys so much. I mean, I have to say, I think that's one of my favorite things about front office is it's got a lot of different functionalities built into it. So, every year I always get the questions on, hey, what are phone system options? What are text messaging options? How can I, better schedule things like that? And so I think front office has a lot of the features that I get asked about year over year again. So some of these things may not even be things you're fully considering for your office just yet, but it's something worth looking into, as I do think, there's a lot of capabilities there. So if you guys have any questions about this, you can reach out. Mark and Scott's emails are right there, as well as their lines directly. Or if you have questions, I'm happy to talk to you about Versicom as well. I've used it a little bit, and I've been really impressed with everything I've seen. So we are here to help. Again, make sure after this webinar, you go ahead, opt in on your return template so you don't have to think about it or touch it again. Everything is already enrolled and rolling for this season, so it will start working as soon as you start transmitting. I know pretty much only questions I'm seeing right now were about getting the emails. So again, if you guys do send an email request to either Versicom or to support@Unity Tax Partners, I can get that email resent out to you. And then anything additional, feel free to reach out to one of the three of us, and we look forward to another great year with you.
Yes, thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
All right. Talk to you guys later. Thanks again, Scott and Mark.
All right. Thanks, Alexis. Thanks, everyone. Bye.